Mindset, a daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markell. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markell.
Hello and welcome back to the Morning Mindset Podcast. I am your host, Paul Markell. I remembered to say it right this time. I remembered to say it the correct way. Congratulations to me. Yes, indeed. If you are listening to this, you're probably thinking, this sounds a lot like the previous two episodes, but nothing like the episodes that Paul does in his padded wall studio. That is because, yes, indeed, I am still on the road. As I'm recording this, I'm recording it from my hotel room. It is a beautiful day outside. The sky is bright and blue, and I'm in the western United States, and it's supposed to get up to 104 degrees today. So we will be spending a lot of time indoors because I don't want to melt while I'm on vacation. I don't mind sweating when I'm working, but I don't want to sweat on vacation. I didn't go on vacation to sweat. And even though I'm on vacation, here I am with my portable Zoom recorder, putting together episodes for you so I can send them via the great World Wide Web, the information superhighway, send them off to my producer who is still at the home studio so he can assemble them for you. That's right. Now, during the previous episode, I was talking to you about my coral shirt and how I needed to iron my coral shirt when I got to my hotel room. And I did that. And as I was ironing it, I was remembering back to the days of being in the United States Marine Corps. Now, you don't do a whole lot of ironing when you're in basic training, when you're in boot camp. There's no time for ironing uniforms, really. Now, you do iron some. You have a senior drill instructor's inspection, or at least you did. And then you had a platoon commander's inspection, and you had a series commander's inspection, and so on and so forth. So you did do some ironing. Not a lot, but you did do some. And of course, you learned how to polish boots. In the olden days, before the brushed suede, before suede boots, before desert boots, we actually had black leather boots. And we learned how to polish them. We had all of the implements of destruction that you would need to polish the boots. The kiwi boot polish and the brush and the dauber. And even you would add a little toothbrush so you could get into the cracks. And then you would have what they called edge dressing to make the soles and the sides of the shoes, basically the edges, look dark and not worn or old, what have you. You learned how to polish your boots. And then as I progressed throughout my Marine Corps career, I was in the what was called the Marine Detachment. It was a security forces battalion. But long story short, when we were on duty, we had to wear freshly pressed uniforms, and we had a uniform inspection every single duty day. Every day that we went on duty, and it was either every other day or once every 3 days, depending on the schedule and what was going on, we had to stand an inspection. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, it is. Now, many of you might be thinking that, yeah, that's just, especially if you're a young man or woman and you're in the modern military where you don't polish boots anymore because you don't need to polish them because they're either a brown suede or, Lord help us, if you're in the Air Force, they have the green suede boots that look like they have mold or mildew on them. And then some people have the black suede boots that don't require polish. And you think, that's good. That's an advancement. We're advancing as a military. Now we don't have to waste time polishing boots anymore. And if you are in the modern military, whether it's the Army or, I know Marines still press their camis, but Navy, Air Force, whatever. When is the last time that you broke out an iron and you ironed your utility uniforms? You say, well, you guys just did that in the old Corps. You know, they made you do that as a way of screwing with you, as a sick form of torture. They made you press your uniforms and they made you spit shine your boots, polish your boots and all that. They did that just to torture you or for make busy work because they didn't have anything else for you to do. That isn't the case at all. When you iron your clothing, when you stand there yourself, not your mommy, it's not your mommy doing it for you. When you are in the Marine Corps, your mommy doesn't come with you. Your mommy doesn't press your clothes. When you're in the Marine Corps, you don't, at least when I was in, you don't take your boots down to the shoe shine guy at the hotel lobby and have him do your boots. You do your boots. And of course, you have to take care of your own personal hygiene and fingernails and shaving and make sure that you have a fresh haircut and all that. And why is that? Because when you do it, when it is you who works the iron, when it is you who polishes the boots or your dress shoes or whatever it happens to be, you polish the brass on your uniforms and you detail, make sure all the little strings are off, all what they called Irish pennants. You clip all the little tiny strings and you make sure that your uniform is perfect and immaculate. It's pressed. Everything is on it just exactly the way it's supposed to be. Your boots look like mirrors. You can see your own reflection in them. What have you just done? You have made a personal investment in your own appearance. You didn't pay anybody else to do it. You didn't get, pre-ironed clothing, wrinkle-free clothing. You didn't get, I know we had Corps Fram shoes, but with the boots and the uniforms, if you looked good, if you passed inspection, if you exceeded what was expected of you, you could genuinely feel pride in that because you invested your own time and effort in your own appearance. How often do we see that in our modern world? How often do women spend a lot of time investing in their own appearance, but men, how much time do you spend investing in your own appearance? That's a good question. That's why all those years ago, 3 decades plus ago, when I was a young Marine, that is why the drill instructors taught us how and made us polish our boots. That's why they taught us how to press our uniforms so that we would be investing in our own appearance. And we could have genuine pride in ourselves and the results that we got from that because we had done it ourselves. And that's something that you can't purchase. You can't go into a store and purchase that kind of pride and I'm not talking about the negative pride. I'm talking about positive pride because you've made an investment in your own appearance. And think about that. The next time you break out an ironing board or the next time you look at a shirt and you think, ooh, I'll just throw this in the dryer. I'll just throw this in the dryer and I'll let the dryer de-wrinkle it. Men, get an ironing board, get an iron, and invest in your own appearance. There you go. All right, that is it for today. Thank you very much for joining me for Morning Mindset. I truly appreciate it. I am your host, Paul Markell, and I would be most gratified if you would take this show above and beyond and bring it and make it part of your life. You can do that by getting the new book. It's called Morning Mindset, a 30-day plan to a more positive and productive life. Now, the paperback is available on Amazon as a Prime shipping book. Order it, you'll have it in 2 days unless you live on a mountain like I do. And the Kindle book, as you know, if you purchase the Kindle book, well, it's available for immediate direct download onto your phone, your tablet, your iPad, whatever it is that you use to consume electronic books. And if you already have it, if you're one of the early purchasers and you've been working on the book for several weeks now, I think it'd be fantastic if you would leave a review and let other people know what you got out of the book. All right, folks, I'm going to let you go. I'm your host, Paul Markell, and I'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markell, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.